Hi, Brother Melvin here again. On the last topic, the last program that we had, I posed 10 questions to you for the betterment of our community and to provoke thought and conversation so we can concentrate on the better education of our children. Right now, we're living in a time where we have a miseducation of our children, to where things and properties and shallow devices become and define who they are. We are in trouble with our children. We need to focus again on family and community. It's what I find are the two things that have been lost in the shuffle. With this situation here, we have the government making money off of our children's miseducation. All of the greatest technologies that are in schools you find are in the outskirts of the cities. The inner cities have no newer technology, newer computers, updated books, and as a result of that, or maybe just a partnership to that, the teachers are very, very poorly paid. We need to concentrate on that, but our government is in control of that sort of thing, so we really need to look at our elected officials. We have a problem with the respect factor in our young people. We have a problem with the, once again, education factor in our young people. They get their education now from their devices, from their music, from their videos, from their televisions. When at one time we had the concept of family being able to sit down and eat together, conversate together, talk together about each other's day. The man was the head of the family. But since over the past 20 to 25 years, and the man has disappeared from the home, we find that the mother, doing the best that she can, doesn't have the proper tools to show a young boy how to be a man, doesn't have the proper understanding to put the proper discipline on a young girl to show her that she shouldn't wear tattoos over her body all everywhere, and then as they get tattoos over their body, they then must buy a new wardrobe to show off those tattoos. These personality traits that are installed in our children are perpetrated, I think, by the government, and it manifests itself in the movies, in the music, in what they listen to, and in what they watch and what they read. We have right now, the technology is moving so fast in our society that we have a hard task to keep up with it. There are certain things that are moving faster than our school education system. There are things, there are devices, there are technology pieces in our lives that we use every day or that we depend on every day that is growing at a rapid rate, at an alarming rate that we need to pay attention to. The computer, first of all, it's just the information on it. It's worldwide. It truly is. I walk down the street or ride down the street every day, and I see someone texting. We have new laws now where you can't text while you're driving. You can't talk on the phone while you're driving. To show you the magnitude of the power of texting, each day, the number of text messages that are received and that are sent every day exceeds the total population of our planet. That is amazing. That means every day someone, somewhere is texting. Somewhere, someone is receiving a text. There's a great deal of things that are around us and that are adjacent to everything we do every day that we need to pay more attention to. That is a part of this conspiracy by our government, in my opinion, to dumb down our society, starting with our young black children. I applaud Sister Amanda about how she understands the miseducation of our youth and the miseducation that is going on in our schools. And what's probably not talked about enough is how it's going unnoticed or untapped as far as us talking about it. We get together and we talk about so many other things other than how we're going to straighten out our school system, how we can pay our teachers better, how we can have after-school programs more than what we used to. One of the problems I find is that every single school year, the school year is shortened at the beginning of every school year. And there are certain reasons for that. But the reasons are not so much as important as to why our government sees it fit to allow this to happen. I think it began long back time ago when they took prayers out of the school. When prayers was taken out of the school, then there was no spiritual foundation base where our children can go to.
Because in 2009, with our black president and black first lady, the little girls in these streets are still slaves who don't know their alphabets. She doesn't know her alphabets, but her brother Alfred bets that she knows every lyric to Beyonce's Single Ladies, plus the dance she wants you to put a ring on it.
There are times in our society that we need to pay attention to. That time is right now. Devices have seemed to have taken over our lives, which is feeding us miseducation. Sister Amanda made it a point how certain people that are graduating or children don't even know their alphabets. And their alphabets are alphabets of life that we need to understand to help enrich us and empower us. There's a great deal of things going on with the devices that we're being sold, the information that we're being forced to receive. The year that it took for certain devices to reach a market audience of 50 million. 50 million people. It took television 38 years to reach 50 million homes. It took radio 13 years to reach 50 million homes. It took the internet 4 years to reach 50 million homes. iPod, 3 years. Facebook, 2 years. And YouTube, only 1 year to reach 50 million people. That is astonishing. It shows the amount of information and how fast it is coming and going and being received and being sent out. The problem that I have with it, that is a miseducation. They bend the rules. They bend the understanding of what you're reading. And then they put movies and videos out to our young people to validate, so it seems, what they're reading. So therefore they think that what's important in life is bling. The car is more important than your personality. What job you have is more important than your spirituality. Things that we used to build this country on, that our ancestors built this country on, are now being pushed to the side for superficial and shallow things. It's very important to understand that our children are full of rage. Our children is full of violence. And our children is full of lack of discipline. And the reason for that is because things have replaced these values. Things have replaced these sort of personality traits. Violence, love, has been replaced by hatred. Community has been replaced by a lack of discipline and respect from our young people. Justice has been replaced by violence. Dignity has been replaced by rage. The rage that our children feel as they walk the streets, as they don't even respect each other, let alone respecting seniors or elders in front of them or around them. The way they talk to each other, the way they talk to someone else, it's just an abomination of what this country was meant to be and what it started out to be. So I applaud Sister Amanda and the brothers that speak before me, Dr. Hooks, all the other brothers that were here and that shared their opinion. It's all connected. The 10 questions I formed the last time on this program was just to provoke thought and conversation. We invite you to leave comments on this program, make suggestions to us for future programs. Certain points I hit on today, I will continue and have other discussions on them or programs on them. So we offer you to stay tuned